Day, Eagles Nation. Before we dive into this massive breakdown of our 2026 off-season roster, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel to keep up with all the latest Birds footy news. The main story this offseason is all about Jalen Hurts finding his feet again. For the sixth time since he arrived in Philly, Hurts is having to learn a whole new offensive language. Bringing in Sean Mannion as the offensive coordinator and Josh Grizzard as the passing game coordinator has definitely stirred the pot. Mannion, a bloke who spent 9 years as a backup in the league, brings a real analytical eye to the game. The job ahead is massive, making Hurts more clinical across the middle of the park. We need some fresh ideas because the attack got a bit stale in 2025. This is the biggest off-season of Jalen's career. At 27, he's got to prove he can evolve under a new philosophy before the premiership window starts to shut. Then there's the Saquon Barkley situation. He was the hero in 24 with over 2,200 total yards, but 2025 was a bit of a shocker, dropping to 1,413 yards. It wasn't just him losing a step, it was a tactical fail. Opposing defenses were stacking the box constantly, and we had no answer for it. The big question at the Novacare complex is how Mannion and the legend Jeff Stoutland are going to fix this running game. Barkley still has the pace, but he needs a scheme that stops him from getting clobbered at the line of scrimmage. If we can't punish teams for focusing on Saquon, we're wasting one of the best players in the game. What about A.J. Brown? Since that cracking trade on draft night in 2022, he's been the heart of the offense. But those trade rumors are back. Looking at the finances, it's a real headache for Howie Roseman. If we trade him before June 1st, the dead cap hit is a massive $43.5 million. But keeping him costs $23.3 million against the cap in 2026. It's a tough call. Do you keep an all-pro in his prime or look to the future? Losing Brown would take away Jalen Hurts' best weapon right when he needs stability most. At tight end, Dallas Goedert is a total warrior. His 11 touchdowns last year set a franchise record, proving he's elite when he's fit. But fit is the tricky bit. With the 2026 draft coming up and some talented young blokes available, do we stick with the veteran or find his replacement in the second round, just like we did with him and Zach Ertz? On the line, Lane Johnson is still the man. Our record with him versus without him is unbelievable. 94 wins with him, only 15 without. But at 35, we've got to plan for the day he hangs up the boots. On the other side of the ball, Jordan Davis has been a beast, leading the league in run stops for interior linemen. Locking him and Jalen Carter in for the long haul has to be a top priority. The gamble on Jaelan Phillips really paid off. He didn't have huge sack numbers, but his pressure on the QB was top-notch, making us the toughest defense to complete a pass against since 2008. His new contract is a must, especially with injury worries elsewhere. And in the secondary, Cooper DeJean has been a revelation, becoming the best slot corner on the planet. Whether we keep him there or move him to the outside is the big tactical question for Vic Fangio. Finally, the linebacker spot looks like Jihad Campbell's to lose, which probably means goodbye to Nakobe Dean. And at safety, Reed Blankenship had a rough 2025, dropping way down the rankings. We need to decide if he can bounce back or if it's time to look elsewhere. This 2026 offseason isn't just about names, it's about the soul of the Philly Eagles. With 21 players heading to free agency, it's going to be a wild ride. Get ready, because Howie Roseman is just getting started.